Pittsburgh Public Schools could close over a dozen locations. Meanwhile, a case in Pennsylvania is among those suing the FTC. A report has found that troopers stop drivers at similar rates no matter their race or ethnicity, and the zoo celebrates its latest edition with cake. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. Pittsburgh Public Schools tapped consultant agency Education Resources Strategies to make some recommendations for the district, reports Pittsburgh's Action News 4. And as of this week, the agency has recommended the district to close 16 schools, open 2 new ones, merge others, and make some other facility changes, like consolidating 14 school configurations and transitioning 6 magnet schools into neighborhood schools. These closures and consolidations would take place over several years, and the board will consider a final recommendation next month after another round of community engagement. As a way to make it easier for employees to quit jobs and work for a competitor, the FTC voted through a ban on non-compete agreements back in April, reports the Associated Press. But some employers have come out and said this would make it difficult to protect their trade secrets and investments they make in those they hire, like ATS Tree Services in Pennsylvania, who is one of several companies now suing the commission over the ban. ATS Tree Services specifically alleged in their lawsuit that it has employees sign non-competes because it invests in specialized training, and it couldn't afford to if workers just up and left and immediately used what they learned at a different organization. The FTC's ban will go into effect on September 4th. A new report has found that state police pull over and cite drivers at roughly comparable rates across various races and ethnicities, states the Associated Press. The report, as conducted by the University of Cincinnati in Ohio, took a look at roughly 450,000 vehicle stops that have occurred over the past year, and echoes last year's findings that racial and ethnic disparities in state police traffic stops have become rare. This may be because of heightened scrutiny and supervision in the field, as well as the changes that have been made in troopers' training. The report did note that troopers were slightly more likely to engage in quote-unquote discretionary searches of black drivers' vehicles than those of white or Latino drivers when the drivers' criminal histories came into play. A new addition at the Philadelphia Zoo made his public debut this week, says PennLive. Jambi, a Sumatran orangutan, was born in June and is actually the first successful birth of this endangered species at the zoo in 15 years. Jambi came out with his mom, Tua, who was given a special cake to celebrate. Happy Friday, you guys. I also totally forgot, but yesterday's episode was this podcast's 1,300th episode. Woohoo! Thank you guys for allowing this podcast to get to this milestone and for tuning in each week for 5 days a week. With that, I'm Claudia Dimuro. Thank you again for listening, and we'll get back together next week for some Today in PA.